New at 6 tonight, an explosive but confidential audit which investigated reports of widespread billing errors within the University of Nevada Medical School has been kept quiet for more than 2 years.
It's been known to only a handful of officials in the higher education system, but that is about to change.
The team's George Knapp is here with his exclusive story tonight. George.
You know, it's pretty easy to see why this was kept under lock and key for 2 years. The audit uncovered incompetence on a massive scale and quite possibly fraudulent billing that continued for years within the University of Nevada's medical school practice. We've been asking for a copy of the report for 2 weeks. 2 days ago, the state told us we're not allowed to see it because it's private and confidential. Not anymore. When prominent surgeon Dr. Kayvon Kiabani died after veering his bicycle directly into a bus in April 2017, the public assumed it had been a terrible accident. Last month, Kiabani's family was awarded a $19 million judgment to be paid by the bus company. But some of his colleagues suspected it wasn't an accident. A day before he died, Kiabani was told by his employer, the University of Nevada Reno School of Medicine, that he was being let go. The reason for his dismissal has never been made public, but hints are contained in this forensic audit, paid for by the public but kept secret for 2 years. The audit by an independent firm, Crowe Horwath, uncovered systemic problems within the UNR Med School's operation: overbilling, underbilling, lack of oversight, and potential legal consequences. If you look at Transparent Nevada's list of salaries paid by UNR's medical school, Kiabani was right at the top. As a faculty member at a public university, he earned more than $1 million in 2016. Another UNR surgery professor was right there behind him, and the list of state employees earning more than $500,000 per year largely consists of UNR medical faculty. How can public employees earn so much? When the governor and state lawmakers got behind the creation of a medical school at UNLV, it was not well received by UNR supporters. UNR School of Medicine had expanded into Las Vegas. Its faculty doctors practiced here in the South, mostly at UMC and related clinics, but their employer was still up north. Memos obtained by the I-Team reveal that by 2015, officials at UNLV's burgeoning medical school were troubled by reports they received about major shortcomings within UNR's practice plan, particularly its billing procedures. Several medical students, as part of their residency training, had witnessed what I-Team sources describe as outright fraud. Doctors billing for expensive surgeries that were never performed, charging for high-priced equipment that was never used, billing providers for hour-long appointments that lasted only minutes. The doctors repeatedly reported the abuses to higher-ups, but the complaints went nowhere. Since UNLV was in the process of taking over UNR's practice plan, including its doctors and faculty members, it wanted a full accounting. UNR was bleeding money. A 2015 email from then-Chancellor Dan Klaich indicated a $2 million loss in just the first quarter of the year. Klaich noted he was getting radically different stories about problems in the system, UNR telling one version and UNLV telling another. UNLV pushed for a full audit. UNR pushed back. When the audit was finally finished, it confirmed many of the worst suspicions. The audit selected 10 case files for each of the doctors in the UNR system. The errors were rampant. The national average for billing errors in many categories is 3 to 5%. At UNR, nearly all of its doctors were at 20% or above. 60% to 90% error rates were common in categories listed as critical by the auditors. Auditors described the error rates as, quote, unacceptable, and recommended remedial education for most of the faculty. University sources told us the billing errors amounted to millions of dollars per year, not only overbilling of Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance, but also underbilling or no billing at all, as case files got lost in the system, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. Med school surgeons, including Dr. Kiabani, were paid flat salaries but had a financial incentive to bill for more operations because they were given a piece of the action. UNLV told UNR it would not accept Kiabani into its practice plan when it took over for UNR. However, in the audit report, Kiabani was shown to make billing errors 30% of the time, putting him well down the list of offenders. So Dr. Chiabani wasn't fired because of that audit. Somewhere, though, we suspect there was an even more explicit file about how UNR doctors handled billing. Over the last few weeks, the I team has sought comments from multiple state and university officials. All have declined. A lawyer for the higher ed system wrote to us and told us the audit report is considered confidential between an attorney and a client and will not be made public. It is not clear whether elected regents were told about the audit report because it does not appear on any of the board's public agenda meetings, and we suspect, though, that they've heard about it.
So you've just opened up a can of worms here.
A big one.
A big one. What are the rules, though, when it comes to Medicaid and Medicare when it comes to overbilling?
Well, there was a letter sent to us from the higher ed attorney who said that the audit is confidential. Federal law is very clear. It says that anyone who overcharges Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, is required to report that overcharging and then pay the money back. And it has to be done within 60 days. UNR has not reported its audit findings to the Fed, nor has it paid the money back. And it would not be a surprise if the university gets a phone call from federal officials soon. And by the way, if there is other sensitive information out there somewhere, maybe someone who is watching tonight can help us find it.
Your phone's going to be ringing.
Just call.
Thanks, George. Well, on the heels of that, the Metropolitan